Okay, hi Naomi. The other five of you, I know there are six of you watching right now, post a comment, just say hi. That way I can take attendance and know who is here. Okay, if you don't know how to post the comments, all right, well, I think you have to go to make it full screen, and then the comment section will be off to the right. Okay, all else fails, just ask Naomi how it's done. If you're watching this on your mobile, you should be able to comment automatically in the bottom half of your screen. Okay, so hello Ray, hi Shireen. Okay, so keep in mind there's a 30-second delay. I timed it thereabouts. So 30-second delay from the time I speak here in Puchong Prima to the time you actually see it on your devices. Okay, some people's internet speeds are faster, so then they'll watch it quicker than others. But generally there's a 30-second feed. Okay, so now, 30-second delay. So the way we interact is through this. Okay, post your comments there on YouTube. That way I don't have to deal with all your really lackluster and intermittent video data on Zoom, and I have to make you repeat 3 times because I cannot hear your question. Okay, so that way just type it out. I will address them. Okay, but again, because of the delay, keep in mind it will probably be about a minute before I can address your questions, right? Because again, 30-second delay from here in Puchong out to where you're watching, and then by the time you type it immediately, I see it, and then when I respond, then another 30 seconds for it to get to you. Okay, so just bear with me on that front. But otherwise, I'm much happier with this platform. Let's make it as interactive as possible. Post your comments. When you have questions, feel free to just ask. Okay, just post it in the comments, and I'll be able to see it and hopefully respond in a very timely fashion. Okay. Okay, let's wait for. There are only 7 people here. Cloud's here. Hi Cloud. Hi Yining. Hi Kunza. Yeah, so Cloud, that was you. You were spying on my level 2 econs class, eh? But it's okay. Look. And the other reason why I love Facebook is the other reason why I love YouTube is because it automatically archives all these classes. So like Sean just now wasn't able to watch because his Wi-Fi is down. So likewise, sisters, you let me know if your Wi-Fi is down, okay? And now we had some people missing it because of God knows what reason. You can always watch it again, and you can review these lessons as well. Okay, so hi Yining, hi Cloud, hi Kunza, hi Chiyin, hi Renu, hi Ray, hi Shireen, hey Naomi. Okay, Laiba doesn't take business studies. Who else is missing? Hi Yasmin, welcome. Anyone else we're missing? Clarence, where is Clarence? So if you consider yourself to be a friend of Clarence or Yasmin, since you sit closest to Clarence in class, how about you just give him a call? Because I believe you use your laptop, so if you have your phone, just call or WhatsApp Clarence and check in on him. Okay. Hi Cheryl. So no one's gonna let me know if you guys brushed your teeth today already? I haven't. I've been so busy. Did I just share too much on YouTube? Who cares? Good thing it's on YouTube because you can't smell it. Okay, well, we'll begin the class shortly. Just want to make sure everyone is here. I've got some announcements to make before I remove all this stuff off the screen. Hi Cheryl. Yes, okay. Anyone else we're missing besides Clarence? Or does Clarence not take business studies? No, yeah, he does. Because he sent me his test paper. Okay, speaking about your tests, all right. So I know Chi, you're still working on yours, but I've only gotten like a handful, less than 5 business studies papers. Okay, seeing as there are 11 of you watching this right now, so there should be more business studies test papers in my inbox. So make sure you email them to me in a Microsoft Word document. Kunza, what you emailed me is still a PDF file, but you know, hey, I think it's editable. I don't know yet. I am not able to grade your business studies papers until this weekend, obviously. but I'm almost done with your English papers, and we should be able to go through that on Zoom tomorrow. English level 3 Zoom tomorrow. Okay, business studies, all the other lecture stuff, we'll do it on YouTube. Again, why? So that I don't have to deal with all your technological or digital or internet challenges. Okay. Okay, Clarence is here finally. Okay, we can all begin. All right. So, wait. Hang on. How do I remove this? There we go. All right. So we're all here. This is level 3 business studies. So we're actually going to do some new material today. Okay, we're actually going to go into section 5. Again, like I've always said, section 3 is really easy. Too bad you cannot walk around Tesco now with your textbooks. See, should have done so when I told you to. Now that opportunity is gone, at least for another 2 weeks. So by all means, you can review that yourself. It's pretty easy. We'll just go pick up from page 258 from the textbooks. That's section 5, chapter 21. Okay. Post in the comments now how many of you do not have your textbook. If you do not have your textbook, mention in the comment now, say, Mr. Han, I do not have my textbook. Winning, I see that yes, your business studies paper was done on a paper. Well, just like Chi Yin told me the same thing. Well, guess what, Winning? You and I both know you've got all the time in the world right now to transfer it onto Microsoft Word. So go ahead and transfer it onto a Microsoft Word document. It doesn't have to be today, but do it before the weekend. Okay, all of you, do it before the weekend. I want it in my mailbox, my Gmail, by let's say 11:59 p.m. on Friday. Okay, so just before midnight on Saturday, 11:59 p.m. have your business studies and econs papers delivered to my Gmail account in a Microsoft Word document. Okay. All right, so if nobody's commenting, I assume that all of you have your textbooks, yeah? So if I can ask you to provide the definitions, you should be able to provide the definition, right? Now's your chance. Tell me that you do not have a book. Okay, Clarence does not have your book. Clarence does not have his book. Okay, thank you for your honesty. Who else? The rest of you, you have your books? Only Clarence? Okay. We'll take it as that then. All right, for those of you who have the textbooks, again, turn open to page 258. We're talking about business finance. I know some of you do not take accounting. A bit of a shame. For those of you who do, this whole section 5, should be a breeze. Okay? All right, for Clarence's benefit, okay, Naomi as well. So Naomi does not have a textbook. The good thing is I have some of these definitions that I have pulled up. Please, all of you, be taking your notes. Please be taking your notes as we go through this material, okay? I'll try to get you guys out of here by 3, although I'm expecting a very important email, so I might cut it short. We'll see how this goes, okay? So we're talking about, as you can see at the bottom there, business finance needs and sources. Okay, here's the first note you need to take down, okay? Finance just means the flow of cash, okay? Money flowing from one end to the other, be it money coming in or money going out. Those processes, all that money flowing around, that is considered finance, okay? So like you may hear people talk about business and finance. Well, what's the difference? Or economics and finance. Well, what's the difference? So economics, we know, is a study of supply demand. There's scarcity. How do you allocate resources to meet all these unlimited wants, right? So that's economics. And business is how you actually run the business. Okay, what kind of decisions you make. A business then operates under economic conditions. And finance is primarily concerned with the flow of money. Okay, finance, think of flow. Okay, so imagine kind of like your blood. Okay, your blood flow is, well, the blood to your body is like cash flow or finance to a company. Okay, let me repeat. The blood flow in your arms, all over your body, the blood to your body is akin to finance to a company. Okay, So, for example, a company may have all this wealth stored up in assets, buildings, all that kind of stuff. But if it cannot be translated into cash that can be moved around or money that can be moved around, okay, then they're stuck. It's like no blood flowing through the veins. Okay, so think along these lines when we look at chapter 21. Okay, Chin, well done. To be way to be innovative there in using a PDF instead of your textbook. If you can, then send the PDF link to the level 3 WhatsApp group, and then Clarence and Naomi can follow along then. Okay, so that's finance. Okay, do you understand what is finance? So think finance, flow of what? Not blood, cash. You hopefully don't want to see blood flowing through your business unless you're in a business of collecting blood or taking blood donations. I don't know if that's really a profit business, or maybe pharmaceuticals. Yeah, they want to see some blood flow. Hospitals, yeah, definitely want to see some blood flow. Okay, anyways, that's getting a bit morbid. Let's move on. Okay, so we have talked about what is finance. Think flow. Now let's look at this. Okay, why does the business need finance? So all these reasons here. Pretty cool, eh? All right, so obviously if you need if you want to start a business, then you need financing. Okay, so you got to have the money flow from the banks or the lenders or whoever's giving you the money, or from your own savings account, flow it into the business. Okay, you want to buy the new building, buy the new machinery, hire people, etc., 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 right? All so the money has to flow. So you need financing, okay, to start a business. Number one. Okay, there we go. Okay, number one. Number two, okay, expand. So same thing, right? So you've got an existing business, you want to expand it further, then the money has to flow into buying that new building or hiring new workers or producing more goods, buying new machines, Expanding a business requires financing. So, okay, the flow of money. Then last but not least, you can also increase working capital. Now, pop quiz. Hey, by the way, I've got 3 bags of Kit Kats that I initially wanted to give you guys after the break, but obviously the Kit Kat's now sitting there. So here's a chance to have dibs on the Kit Kats. For those of you who take accounting, you need to give me the definition of working capital in the comments. First on the comment, post the definition of working capital, gets 1 Kit Kat. As a teaser, I don't have it with me now, but as a teaser, it's a limited edition Kit Kat. I hope it doesn't expire by the time classes resume, because who knows when classes resume. But anyways, first one to post the comments and give the definition of working capital, you then get a Kit Kat. I'll give you 30 seconds from here. If not, I'm going to pull it up, and then no one? Accounting students, I'm going to report to Mr. Tan that you guys don't know the definition of working capital then. I'll give it 10 more seconds. I know there's a 30-second delay, but I think that 30 seconds has passed already. No one? Okay, well, I just realized that most of you have your textbooks. So if you have your textbooks, then the definition is on page 259. Okay, so let me pull this up here. Here's the definition of working capital. So again, it's the finance, the flow of funds, okay, needed by a business to pay its day-to-day costs. Okay. Working capital, basically think of capital, money that you need to make sure that your business is still working. Okay, think again like the blood flow in your body. No blood flow, your body dies, right? So working capital is the finance needed by a business to pay its day-to-day costs. And then those of you who have the textbook as well, you can see that first line, right? Under additional working capital. Working capital is often described as the lifeblood of a business. Okay, it is finance that is constantly, underline that, constantly needed by firms to pay for all of their day-to-day activities. I'll give you an example. So I got a friend. He had a very successful interior design company. I think I've shared this with you guys before, right? You know, did the interior design for Google's office in Malaysia. Besides Google, it was like I think Groupon, you know, all these other, you know, big reputable fancy offices here in Malaysia, right? But he had to close down his business. Why? Because the lack of lifeblood, you know, financing. So he did not have enough working capital. So even though his clients were owing him money, I'm not saying it's Google and Groupon and all them who owed money, but you know, just clients in general who owed him money and they weren't paying it. So the money wasn't flowing, right? So as a result, he didn't have enough working capital to pay his staff, to pay his rent. And then on top of that, you need working capital as well to pay for all of the paint and furniture that you need for your next project, right? So that requires working capital as well. So he couldn't do the next project because he couldn't buy the materials. Why couldn't he buy the materials? Because he was still waiting for payment from his clients. So that even though rightfully, legally, the money is his, he has it on paper, but it's not flowing. Okay, so that's a reason why working capital is very, very important. Okay, if you guys follow me so far, just type a simple I understand so that I can move on. Okay, just put I understand. I want to see you guys commenting, all 16 of you watching right now. I didn't think the level 3 business studies class has that many people, but probably others are watching as well. Oh well, fine. Okay. Make sure you guys understand before I move on. Am I going too fast? Is your internet connection stable enough? Clarence, let me know if your internet is okay. Actually, Clarence was okay. I think it was Kunze. Let me know if your internet speed is okay. Now there's 17 of you watching. Okay, Renu understands. Thank you. Okay, so we can move on then. So if we look at page 259, so for those of you who do not have your textbooks. Okay, we're going to talk about capital expenditure. All right, so working capital, you got different subgroups, right? So capital expenditure is money spent on fixed assets which will last for more than 1 year. Okay, or the other term that you guys also study in accounting is current, right? If it's less than 12 months, it's current. More than 12 months, then it's non-current, right? And we'll study this later as well. But a fixed asset will be like, say, your shop, all right? Okay, thank you, Clarence. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Yining. Thank you, Yasmin. Thank you, Cloud, Shireen, Kunze, Naomi. Okay, well done. Okay, all of you understand. So we move on to capital expenditure. Okay, that's money spent on fixed assets which will last for more than 1 year. So it'll be buildings, right? Or even say, yeah, I mean, it's mainly buildings. I mean, yeah, I guess sometimes, well, you wouldn't really consider vehicles or machines your fixed assets. I mean, unless if they're just absolutely essential, because you could change them over time. But anyways, so that's capital expenditure. Okay. Then the last definition that we have, Wei Jian, well done. Better late than never. You understand? I saw your comment. Thank you. Then next one is wait, hold on. Revenue expenditure. Okay, so this all falls under raising additional working capital. So why do you need them for? So you may want to not just add more capital, right? Yeah, machines, buildings, etc. But then also for your day-to-day expenses. So day-to-day expenses would fall under revenue expenditure, okay? Not involved in the purchase of a long-term asset. So some of these short-term things, day-to-day expenses, wages, your rent, your other variable costs, or even fixed costs. Wages and rent would be fixed costs, right? So these are some of the examples of some of the financial needs for a business, okay? Give me a second, I just need to check my email. Okay, email's still not in yet. All right. So yeah, let's just bring up this summary. I'll let you go over this summary. Okay, so this is what we have gone over real quick. Let me prepare another slide and then we can move on. Okay, any questions, please post it in the comments. Okay, we all good? All right, then we can move on then. Okay, so now let's go on to the next part of the chapter, page 260. So we have said, we've addressed what is finance, why do you need it. Now let's talk about how do you get it, okay? So this is on page 260. So let me just pull this up here real quick. Yep, here we go. All right, so there are two major groupings for sources of finance, okay? One will be internal, the other will be external. Internal meaning from inside the company, and then external from external sources, right? So, internal finance will be examples like, say, retained profit. So profit that you may have accumulated from doing business over the recent weeks, months, years, okay? And then you put it aside. Then when you need it, then you use your retained profit. So I'm actually quite glad that we are studying all of this during this time. I know that you guys are cooped up at home and you don't really see what's going on out there in the real world, but I'm sure you have heard your parents talk about, oh, maybe a friend's business, a family friend's business is going through some problems, or a family member, a relative, right, is going through some financial difficulties, or God forbid, somebody has been, somebody has lost their jobs. I know of people who fit all three of those categories, right? Because of this shutdown, we cannot go about our regular economic activities. So financing is actually a very, very pertinent subject right now. Of course, I wish I could take you guys on a field trip and take you guys around to see what's happening with the businesses and how many are shuttered. You'd be surprised here in Puchong Prima as you walk around here, like when I go downstairs, like to go to get my groceries or something, it's really quiet, and basically all you can hear, especially at night, is just the big compressors for the air cons at OTK. Right, that's all you hear. And once in a while, the chimes from the LRT station there, like the ding dong, right? That's all you hear, right? And during the daytime, yeah, you hear some traffic and birds, but at night, it's eerily quiet. Why? Because so many businesses are shuttered, are locked down because of this movement control order, right? This MCO. So a lot of them have to rely on some of these sources of financing if they want to keep their businesses going, right? If they want to still pay their employees, some of them still have rental to pay. Some of them still have loans to pay off, right? Remember I told you I invested in over 100 companies? Well, guess what? A lot of them are not paying back those loans anymore. And I'm not surprised, right? Because things are bad right now. But if let's say they had some retained profits, that'd be internal finance, then they will be able to still keep their business afloat. Because if let's say things get better and the lockdown is or the MCO is lifted in 2 weeks from now, then they'll still have a business to run. Employees still have their jobs. They're still able to meet all their cash flow needs, right? So this is a very important topic right now. Okay, so one of the examples for internal finance will be retained profit. That's profit that you have been squirreling away. So the advantages of using retained profit would be, it's not like a loan, right? If you use the profit to just pay your staff, pay for your rent, pay for your loans, etc. So it's not like you have to borrow money from someone else, right? You don't owe anybody after that, right? So that's the idea, retain profit. But then there are disadvantages as well. So if your profit shrinks, then you got to try and generate more profit to make sure that it's padded up, right? It's buffered as a safety. So then of course, many businesses, especially small businesses, and even some that I know of, their retained profit is too low anyways. So with the lockdown now going on for 2 weeks, a lot of them are under already. Okay, so they're unable to get loans, their retained profits are too small, so that businesses did not survive. Okay, and then also the big disadvantage of using retained profits as an internal source of finance is then the shareholders or the owner then gets less for themselves, right? So instead of keeping all the profits, instead of shareholders or owners keeping all the profits, they have to then use those profits that they retained means kept, okay, or held back, they now have to use it to finance their business operations. Okay, so that's retained profit. Another way to raise internal finance is to sell existing assets, right? So you've got, say, cars, extra cars or extra machines that you don't need, or perhaps property investments that you're not using. Anything that you're investing in assets, right? Things that hold value, assets. Yeah. So you can sell those to then use the money to finance your business. Okay, so again, the flow of funds from selling that asset, you take the money, flow it to your business financial needs. Okay, so that's so there are obviously pros and cons there. The pros is that then you don't have to take out loans. But then the con is then, there's the opportunity cost, right? So you got to sell it. If let's say that asset was a building and it could have gotten you more income, or the prices could have gone up higher and higher, but you needed money now. So you sell that asset just to finance your business now. What is the opportunity cost? The capital gains from potentially the price of that building going higher over the coming years, okay? So there's some pros and cons there. Sales of existing assets. Then really quick, then you got sale of inventory. So same thing. So if let's say you make cars, okay, and then you need more money now, so you might give discount on those cars to sell at cheaper price. Don't care, because at least it's cash that you can use to pay for your other stuff, right? It's hard for the business that say makes cars, a car manufacturer, to pay for the rent in cars, right? Sometimes they do, but it's not the most liquid, right? Liquid means how easy you can transfer it to cash. So you liquidate the cars, you get cash, you can pay your staff, pay your rent, all that stuff, right? Because otherwise, if I'm getting paid my monthly salary in cars, what am I going to do with 12 cars? If let's say I get paid 1 car a month, what am I going to do with 12 cars at the end of the year? I can only drive one at a time, right? So it's of little use to me. But that's one way you can raise financing. Sell off your inventory. That means your extra stockpiles of the goods that you produce. Okay, sell it off, get cash, pay. Okay. Then last but not least, we got owner's savings. So last item for internal savings, that's your savings. So it's whatever the shareholders or owners own, then you can use it to finance your business. I can tell you this right now, many business owners are dipping into their savings, and they have to make that tough decision, right? Do I give up my own personal savings for my business to keep my business alive? Because this could be over in 2 weeks, this could be over in 2 months. We don't know, right? So they're having to make those tough decisions right now. Okay. The advantage of using your own savings, if you're a business owner, is that you can access it very quickly. You don't have to ask for permission. You don't have to sell something. You can just go to your savings account, pull it out. Sometimes with just a few clicks, and you have the money. All right. There's no interest. That's another advantage. But again, disadvantages. Your savings may not be that high, or it may increase the risk taken by the owner. So then you risk, well, that's your savings. Then if you put in the business, then what about yourself, right? Because these are your own personal savings, okay? Tell you what, I know I'm going really, really fast, but I just got my important email. So we'll talk about external finance. External finance. So I can flex while I'm doing this. No muscle, terrible. Shy. Okay, we'll talk about external finance next time when we come back, okay, next week. It's almost 2:45 now. I'll leave it at that. So if you have got any questions, now's the time to post it in the comments. If you don't have any questions, just say, I understood everything, past tense. I understood everything. Thank you, Mr. Han. Goodbye. And then you can log off, okay? So we will leave it at that, okay? Yeah, so if you have questions, let me know in the comments. I'll stay on for maybe another minute or so. If not, just say, I understood everything. Thank you, Mr. Han. Goodbye. That's it. If I don't see any comments, I'm going to assume that most of you are not watching this and have probably gone off somewhere else away from your computers, or are watching another video. Okay, thank you, Naomi. Thank you, Renu. Where's your goodbye? And where's your thank you and goodbye, Renu? Okay. All right. Thanks, Renu. Okay. Thank you, Ray. Well done. So that's only 3 of you. Thank you, Clarence. Thank you, Winning. Thank you, Kunza. Thank you, Shireen. We'll leave this on for another 30 seconds and then I am gone. Okay, thank you, Otian. There's still 16 of you watching. Why are there so many? Who else is watching? Hey, if you're watching this and you're from level 2 or level 1 or you're one of the teachers, post a comment, let me know. Is that it? Thank you, Yasmin. Thank you, Sherwin via Renu. Why is it, Renu, that you have to post on someone else's behalf? Okay, anyways, I'm gone. See you guys. Bye.